Well, welcome back to the Black Side of, where right now we're still talking movies. We're doing Friday the 13th. That place is still condemned. I don't care what they say from part seven. They don't still want nobody over there, or at least Jason doesn't. I'm here with the beautiful Ursula, beautiful and intelligent. She is humoring me still, which I'm surprised, but we're going to get through this.
Oh, hello everyone. Hey Travis.
How you been?
I'm well. In between our recordings of this, I've been getting really good sleep. So now tonight you're going to disrupt my sleep again, I see, but I'm here for it. I'm here
Actually,
for
I,
it.
I think you're gonna be able to sleep just fine. I think what it was is the fact that there was really a man that was alive, flesh and blood, named Jason that was killing people at this lake. And now that we got the zombie running around, I don't think it's as bad as the first four were.
You don't think so? All
I don't.
right.
I don't know.
We'll see how it goes.
All right, so we start with Friday the 13th, Part 8, and the tagline is Jason Takes Manhattan. So
What? Already that title sounds corny as hell. It just does.
so so here's what their thinking was. The director came in to the producers of this one and said, "Hey, we've done the Crystal Lake thing. Can we take
Mhm.
Jason out of Crystal Lake?" And some jackass said yes. So here we go. But as you see in the film, this film does not take place in Manhattan. Only like 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes of the whole film of this 90-minute runtime takes place in Central was it Central Square, Times Square. Takes place in Times Square, Manhattan.
Oh my god. This version already sounds corny
Yeah.
as hell.
It
Yeah.
it really should have been either Jason takes Carnival Cruises because they're on a cruise ship for all the mayhem, or Jason takes Toronto because most of everything happens in Toronto, but they give you the backdrop that they're in Manhattan.
Oh, kind of like that. What's that video? Gwinnett is not in is not Atlanta.
Right.
Clayco is in Atlanta.
Yeah.
The
Decatur,
Cab
not
is in
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah.
Riverdale is
Toronto
in
is
Atlanta.
not Manhattan. It's like, so I mean, but they start out with, the usual backdrop. They show the grittiest, nastiest parts of, you remember New York in the 80s where they just like, it looks scummy. They had the red light district. You just
Right.
see drugged out people just on the street. I mean, just the worst people that you gang members hanging out. So then we go back to what is supposed to be Crystal Lake, which is really Toronto. But go back to Crystal Lake. There's a couple uh, they're on their this guy on his dad's yacht or whatever, and he got his girlfriend, and he's up there telling them a story of Jason. Like, yeah, there was a guy named Jason. He killed everybody that would come to it in revenge for his mother, and there's still stories that he's still under the lake right now, waiting for his next victim. And then he disappears for a second, and then he scares her with another hockey mask and a retractable knife where he stabs her, and she's thinking, "Oh my god, I got stabbed." But then he shows us a fake prop knife,
And something tells me that that's maybe a backdrop of something that's to happen in the future, but I'll find out.
so if you remember from part 7 how they got rid of Jason, the last one, right? the
Mm-hmm.
the girl's mom came up from under the dock and dragged him back down under the water, whatever.
Right.
Lamest thing ever. Well, this one has to be just as lame. So as this kid drops anchor to stop the boat, it hits a power line under the water, and the power line just happens to be right underneath the wreckage from the last movie where Jason's body is still there, and it reanimates him from getting electrocuted. No,
Mm.
you don't see like. Well, I think you do see like a couple of the cabins around there losing power, but you would think after the explosion that happened at the last movie, somebody would have checked the water to see if we found anybody else underneath the water.
Right.
But alas, we didn't. And mind you, this is like 10 years after the fact. So
Oh, really? I didn't
yeah,
know that. The
yeah,
10 years.
they kind of time traveled a little bit forward in time.
Okay.
So, um, so of course, Jason reanimates, gets on board. He dispatches both of them, even though, of course, they're having sex or whatever. So, what we say,
Mm-hmm.
no sex, no drugs, and never say you're coming back. Scream rules definitely fall into here. So instead of the girl trying to, while Jason's dispatching her boyfriend, she hides somewhere in a little nook inside the yacht, and Jason sees her and slowly opens the door, and she's like, "No, please stop! Don't do it!" And uh, yeah,
Did they show it?
yeah, they show. You can tell she got stabbed. It's not a big.
Where? I want to know, but I don't want to know.
I mean, I think it was in the chest area. I mean, it wasn't like poked out an eye or something like that.
Ah!
It wasn't none of that. So.
Oh.
So fast forward the next day, we have your next set of cannon fodder that shows up to this cruise ship. They got a cruise ship on a lake. I will never understand, but albeit here we are. The only people that you really need to know is Sean. Sean is the son of the captain.
Okay.
Rennie is like his love interest. They kind of date on and off, but not really. This is a graduation cruise ship, mind you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the graduates of, I guess, Crystal Lake High School. I don't know if they did say a name. Let's just say Crystal Lake High School
Mm-hmm.
are taking a cruise to New York.
Oh, wow.
So then you have the principal, who is the uncle of Rennie, the girl we need to pay attention to, and we have her teacher. Pay attention. I forgot her name. Doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Oh, Charles. Colleen, this cruise was your idea, so at the very least you could show up on time.
He does some messed up stuff, so we'll get to that part. And Julius is a Golden Glove boxer in high school. He's getting ready training for the Olympics.
Is he a brother?
He's a brother. He's knocking the folks out on the ship. The girls are looking at him like, "Oh, Julius, you the man." And he's like, "Yeah, I know I'm the man, baby." So
I know he's gone.
Oh, yeah,
What in the Jack Johnson is going on? He's gone. I can already tell.
Well, let's just say he has the most memorable unaliving in the franchise. So we'll get to that shortly.
What? Okay, I'll be patient.
But like I said, so we finally get a Doomsday guy like Ralph from the first two. One of the ship hands, like he saw the little yacht with the two kids that got dispatched earlier, just floating in the lake, and he tells Sean the captain's son, "Oh, we're all doomed. This is a doomed voyage. We need to turn around." And everybody's like, "Oh yeah, whatever."
This voyage is doomed. Yeah, tell me about it.
You don't know what you're talking about, of course,
Mm-hmm.
So of course people start getting taken out one by one. One girl, I guess this is like during the big hair rocker era, with the guitars or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes into the hull of the ship, the bowels of the ship, because it has great acoustics. She can rock out.
Oh hell!
And of course, Jason rocks her. So down there.
Oh,
Um,
jeez.
Little geeky guy who had a crush on the prom queen or whatever. He's videotaping everything, and he goes down there. He videotapes the bottom of the ship and sees her body, and then Jason, all you see is a guitar coming towards the camera that he's recording on, and knocks him loopy, and he's done for.
Did they show it?
Yeah, they showed it, and I think he actually fell into the electricals of the ship while they're sailing, caused a fire, and set the ship on fire. And this is after he dispatched the captain, the first mate, and that was pretty sad because the first mate was talking about, yeah, after this, I'm retiring, I'm going home with my family, and
oh damn,
Jason ended that for him quickly. So
damn.
So eventually, the people we told you about earlier and a couple other guys, Julius is like, yo, everybody dying around here. Let's posse up and get this dude. There's strength in numbers here. The principal was like, nah. This is just this. This is a misunderstanding. We can explain all this. And it's like, hey, F you, dude. Me and my boys, we about to ride on this dude, right?
School is out. Okay.
I mean, they got a shotgun, they got weapons, they going after Jason. But of course, Jason dispatches them one by one, throws one guy off the top of the tower for the ship, and he goes sideways into one of the communication antennas. So
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And
Oh.
Julius the boxer, he goes toe to toe, and Jason just throws him off the side of the ship, like into the water.
I thought he had a memorable unaliving. Oh,
we're getting there. So he pretty much dispatches everybody. So the teacher, Rennie's teacher, she gathers all the remaining students into the center of the ship, into the banquet area. She like, stay here. We're going to get help. As soon as the Coast Guard comes, we're going to get everybody evacuated.
All right, listen, everybody. I want you to stay here until I get back with the others, all right? Understand?
But little did she know, the principal and Sean and Rennie are getting the lifeboats together and trying to get off the ship. And they're like, come on. And she jumps on with, so it's Rennie, Rennie's dog, the principal, the teacher, and then Julius grabs the side of the ship, the lifeboat right quick, and jumps on board on top of that. So we presume all the other students that Jason didn't get to, passed away on the ship as it sunk into the waters. Like, she didn't even mention them. Like, all she said was, yeah, I'm going to get all the students into the banquet area and, until the Coast Guard comes to save us. And then she just jumps ship and forgets about them. So, I mean, this is a class graduation. So you would assume there's probably 200 people on this ship.
Oh, my God.
And they only showed, maybe a handful of unalivings, like maybe 5 or 6 people. So they're rowing to the shore, and they must have the worst damn luck, because they go to the grittiest, nastiest port right past the Statue of Liberty.
Wonderful choice of places to dock a boat, Mr. Robertson.
to their, they see Statue of Liberty and they go to the worst part of the port that they can do. No one goes for help. No one, knocks on the door. Hey, let me use your phone. Something tragic just happened. They start going into New York themselves, or I think it's Toronto. But they start going into New York and like the worst alleys you can see in New York at that time.
Of course.
Jason pops his ass up at the same port, sees a billboard of the hockey team with his hockey mask face. He's looking like, what the hell? Where am I?
Oh.
So as soon as they start getting their bearings together,
Wait, excuse me. Back up a little bit. So was that the movie's attempt at being slapstick comedy?
Yeah, meta humor. Yeah, like
you look so disgusted by it. You're like,
I'm disgusted by this whole film. I just want to get through it.
You did say that. You didn't go into details, but you did say you weren't feeling this one.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling this one. Like I said, it just ruined the spirit of what Jason was. He was the ghost of Crystal Lake, and now you just totally ripped him out of that, and now we have this. So, but yeah. So Rennie gets kidnapped by just two random thugs on the streets, and hold him up on gunpoint. They kidnap her. They try to run after her, but dude, points a gun at her like, "Hey, you follow us, I'm gonna kill her, and I'm gonna kill you." So they take him to some grungy looking.
Follow us, your fucking head up. Comprende?
Homeless area and drug her up and try to rape her. I think this is the only time Jason in his whole career has done something noble. He finds Rennie and dispatches the two thugs that try to rape her and drugged her up.
What?
Yeah,
that doesn't even seem like him.
Yeah, like it made it seem like he was after them because that's who he was after, but they were just like his cannon fodder, like, oh, well, shoot, let me just take them out and then I'll get her, But she starts wandering the streets, out of it, days, whatever. So after she gets away, we go to Julius, the boxer. Here we go. He finds a payphone. I don't know when the old girl got kidnapped, they all split up. So Julius finds a payphone. He's trying to call 911. Then all of a sudden, Jason busts through the phone booth and he drops it and starts running. Jason's right behind him. So he crawls up a fire escape to this roof, thinking that he's going to, maybe hop into another roof and get away from him, whatever, right? But he picks the wrong building. There's no way to escape except the way he came from. He's looking around like, oh, shoot, let me get away from this dude. How do I get away from this dude? So then Jason just standing there like, what are we doing here? So Julius is like, okay, well, he's getting his stuff together. He's like, might have to shoot this dude to fade. We're going to make it happen. So that's exactly what he goes to do. He, body blow, left, right, uppercut.
How was Jason taking it?
He was like, oh, just like, oh, this dude, oh, no. And he's backing up like, oh, this dude's doing his thing. But, he only backs up so far to the edge of the building, and you saw Julius like tired. His hands are bleeding from hitting his mask. He just like, oh, I gave it all I got. And then he just stands up and says, motherfucker, give me your best shot. And
who said that? Julius said that?
Yeah. So Jason grabs him by the shirt. Boop. His head, they showed the camera, turning like his head had popped off, which it did. And you saw this ground, sky, ground, sky, ground, sky, and then it fell into a dumpster, and the dumpster shut.
What in the entire? He punched his head off.
He knocked his block off.
God damn.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Didn't see that one coming.
that is so disgusting.
Right.
Damn.
That's why I said it was probably the highlight of the whole movie. Is like the black man gets killed, but in an interesting way.
So let me ask you this. So when it happened, when you were in the movie theater, were people not cheering, but were they gasping or?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't in the theater. I was only 9 years old when this came out, so I'm pretty sure everybody was like, "Whoa!" Like I've seen reaction videos to this, and they're like, "This is probably the top 5 of all the movies combined, even the new stuff." So just the fact that he popped this dude's head off with one punch, like.
Did they show the decapitated body?
We're getting there. So, the principal finds a cop after Sean finds Rennie. The principal finds Rennie and Sean and the teacher. They find a cop. The cop is getting ready to call it in. He puts them all in the back of his squad car, like, "Yeah, y'all cool now. I'm gonna get y'all to safety." As soon as they get in the back of the squad car and the cop is about to get in while he's calling for backup, Jason grabs him and dispatches the cop. They see the head of Julia sitting on the cop's dashboard, like he done fished his head out of the garbage can and put it in the car. So while Jason's dealing with the cop, Rennie crawls into the front seat and tries to get away, but Jason just stands there while she's about to run him over. But she sees a vision of Jason as a little boy, and she still guns it, ends up hitting a wall instead. Rennie, Sean, and the principal, they all escape the car, but the teacher doesn't before the car explodes. So she gets hers. She deserved it, in my opinion. But so then, while watching the flames or whatever, and Jason behind the car, Rennie remembers that her uncle years ago took Rennie to Camp Crystal Lake and threw her in the water to teach her how to swim, and told her, "Hey, if you don't learn how to swim, Jason is going to get you. He's under the water and he's going to pull you down, like Lake Lanier." So, so she just had a flashback of
not Lake Lanier.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I personally think there's spirits down there just pulling.
I do too. I would never swim in there.
Yeah,
never.
So she remembers that she saw the little boy Jason trying to pull her under the water as a little girl, and then she turns to her uncle, is like, "You try to get me killed by this guy," and he'll like, "What are you talking about? When you threw me in the lake," he was like, "I was just trying to teach you something. You didn't have a father, I was trying to be your dad." And she's like, "I don't need a dad. I needed, someone looking out for me. You was trying to kill me."
Yeah.
So Sean and Rennie, they run off, and here comes Jason popping up and grabs the principal, and he finds like this barrel of rainwater and sludge and all this crazy stuff, and he picks the principal up upside down and just dunks his head in the water until he stops moving.
Damn.
Aggressively you can get to. He's like, "Get your
really." Wait, look, does Jason speak
No,
in
no,
this
he don't
movie?
speak. Like
He
I said,
just
just
grunt.
it's just the way that he did it is just like so aggressive. Oh, matter of fact, this is the second movie that Mr. Kane Hodder is in, the Jason from the last one, the one with the sleeping bag that just gets mad about everything. Yeah,
Against the tree.
yeah, that gets the tree. Yeah, that's the same person that's playing Jason. This is the second time playing it. So
Really?
yeah, so he does it for this one 9 and 10. So, but yeah, so now we get to New York. We see Jason walking through the streets. He kicks over a boombox with some gang members. They're like, "Yo, what's up, Holmes?" One pulls a knife on him. He
Uh-oh.
just pulls his mask up, and you don't you don't see his face, but they see his face, and they're all like, "Hey, man, it's cool. It's cool. We good. Yeah, keep going."
Yo, man, it's cool. It's cool, man. It's cool.
That's
This is
good.
in Times Square now. So he's chasing them through a diner. Rennie tells the waitress, like, "Hey, someone's after us. Can you call the cops?" And she's like, "Welcome to New York. That's what we do here." Like,
Look, you don't understand. There is a maniac trying to kill us. Welcome to New York.
Jason comes in and they're like, "Yo, he's right there." And this big dude, I mean, big old swole dude, that's the cook. He comes from behind the counter with a baseball bat. He's like, "Man, if you don't get your ass up out of here," Jason just grabs him and throws him over the counter into the mirror behind the
Oh,
counter.
I
So
thought you were
everybody
gonna
starts
say,
running
I,
out of there.
oh,
So they chase him through the subway. They're trying to go through the subway. Eventually, make it into the sewers. They run into a city worker down there. They're like, "Yo, what y'all doing down here? Y'all need to get out of here now." At midnight, the city purges all of its toxic waste through here. Y'all need to get out of here before y'all get hit by this toxic waste.
right.
They're like, "Well, we being chased." Like, "Well, come on, follow me. I'll get y'all out of here. I know, y'all got about 10 minutes." So of course they run into Jason while he's, leading them out of the sewers. So he knocks out Sean. He's dispatching the city worker, just a working stiff guy. Like, oh God. Rennie sees a bucket of waste sitting in a corner.
Uh-oh.
She picks it up, yells at Jason. He turns around, she throws it at him, melts off the mask and burns his face. He's screaming. This is like the first time we really heard Jason say too much since he's been unalived or zombified. And he starts screaming. Ah! She gets Sean. They try to escape up a little ladder to the sewer grate. The grate's blocked, so they can't do it. And while Jason's like screaming and trying to grab at them, the toxic waste starts coming through the sewer system. And Jason turns to it and says, "Mommy?"
So you hear his voice.
The first time you really hear his voice, and it just engulfs him. And they're holding on to the ladder, like trying to, stay away from getting burnt by this stuff. And it just takes over Jason. And by the time it comes through, they're just this little white kid that's supposed to be Jason, just in a little fetal position, dead. Yeah. And finally, they manage to escape the sewer. They're walking through the streets of Manhattan and then Rennie's dog just pops up out of nowhere. And that's how we end the movie.
What?
Yeah, like I said,
No wonder you said you didn't care for this one.
it's
That
the
was
absolutely worst. worst movie if I have not, expressed that. Like I
You
said,
have.
they ruined the spirit of Jason for me in this movie. The fact that you only see him in Manhattan for like maybe a fraction of the runtime, like I think it was a 93-minute runtime. You see him for maybe they're all of but 5 minutes in the city, just due to budget constraints. Because he wanted to wreak havoc all over the city, but they were like, "Nah, we ain't got the money for that." So,
Damn, that was wild.
um, well, just my point of view, I think they lost the spirit of Friday 13th with this movie, just for the fact they're taking it out of Crystal Lake. Jason was developed to protect Crystal Lake from anybody invaded Crystal Lake, to live on it, to carry on his mother's message of stay away from this lake.
Mm-hmm.
And them taking them out of Crystal Lake to me is disingenuous to the franchise. That's just my point of view, but we'll keep going. Oh, and the city of New York filed an injunction against the movie because during the promotion of it, they was using "I Love New York" with Jason slashing through the heart of the "I Love New York" part.
That's genius. I love it. That's genius.
So the Paramount Pictures had to cut back on their promotion of certain stuff because the New York Tourism Board like, no, this will kill our tourism here. You can't put this out. So
wow, that's a cool tidbit, fun fact. See, I like those. I like when you give those fun facts.
I try to find something interesting about every production. I'm sure a lot more happens that I don't report on, but I didn't even do an Audacity on how much it's made because I can't. I'm still having the audacity that they even made this movie. So
yeah, you're not feeling this one at
no,
all. I can look at your face right now. You're like,